The son suffered an allergic shock and was on the verge of death, but the man was still busy celebrating the birthday of the cunning woman's dog. The wife begged him to come to the hospital, hoping that as a pediatrician, he could save their child. But he thought she was manipulating him, using the child's condition to ruin his date with the other woman. He even went so far as to cruelly curse the child, without realizing how soon those words would come true. The boy had always seen the man as his hero. He believed his father was a great doctor who saved lives. Yet every year on his birthday, his father ignored him under the excuse of work. The boy never complained. When he saw that the cake had strawberries, despite being allergic, he still ate it without hesitation. Soon after, he began to struggle to breathe. Meanwhile, the man was celebrating with the cunning woman and her dog. For 5 years, he had spent every birthday with her and the pet, even on his own son's birthday. That night, when he came home, the woman wanted to tell him that their son was in critical condition, but she saw that he had brought the cunning woman with him. That's when she realized all the supposed extra work hours were just lies to cover up his affair. Still, she begged him to go see the child and take him to the hospital, but the man pushed her aside with disdain and told her to stop playing the victim. At that moment, the cunning woman mentioned that her dog had eaten strawberries and was having an allergic reaction. The man immediately panicked and prepared to take the dog to the hospital. Furious, the woman shouted that he cared more about that dog than his own son. But the man replied that the cunning woman couldn't have children and that her dog was like a child to him. The cunning woman then pretended to be hurt and said she would leave if she wasn't welcome. This only made the man believe even more that his wife was being unreasonable and making a scene for no reason. Meanwhile, the child's condition worsened. The woman pleaded once more for the man to help, but he accused her of using their son as an excuse, claiming that as a doctor, he knew what a real emergency looked like. Then he left with the cunning woman. Desperate, the mother called an ambulance and rushed her son to the hospital. The boy's condition was critical. His allergic shock had escalated dangerously. The hospital doctor said he needed immediate surgery to be performed by the country's most experienced pediatrician, who, ironically, was his own father. The woman called the man over and over, but he didn't answer. The cunning woman saw the emergency messages and deleted them all without hesitation. She wanted the mother and child gone so she could take their place. Eventually, the man noticed dozens of missed calls and began to worry. When he called back, he was told the boy had been hospitalized. For the first time, he showed concern and wanted to go immediately, but the cunning woman stopped him. She claimed to have seen the woman and the boy shopping at the mall, and a maid confirmed the story. The man believed them without question, convinced this was just another trick to get his attention. Enraged, he shouted over the phone that if it was all a lie, then he hoped the child would die on his birthday. Tragically, those words came true instantly. The child died after attempts to revive him failed. The mother collapsed emotionally but still decided to donate her son's body to science, because his dream had always been to become like his father and contribute to medicine. She never imagined he would die at the hands of the man he most admired. Days later, the man was invited as a guest expert to speak at a medical conference. He was scheduled to perform a live demonstration on a donated body. As he coldly explained the case of the deceased child, the woman suddenly stormed into the room to stop him. But he ignored her completely. She warned that if he lifted the sheet, he would regret it for the rest of his life. Unmoved, the man declared in front of everyone that if the body turned out to be his son's, he would renounce medicine forever. Then he lifted the sheet, and when he saw what was in front of him, he was completely paralyzed.